Sara Hodges. Sarah,
Hey.
boy, let me tell you something. We got on television after that Raider game on Sunday for an hour of sports talk, and Sara has never been more like enthusiastic. Josh Jacobs, show me those tutties, baby. Let's go. She was as amped
Show
as
me those tutties.
I can't. She said that on television. She said that on. You should have heard the line that didn't make the air. I was like, hey, yo. Hey, yo.
I was trying to be slick with it, but then Damian Barling's out here calling me out. If you didn't hear me, now you know.
Oh yeah, we don't let anything slide. Like if I caught that, as soon as you said that, I was like, she said, show me them tutties on national television. And it worked.
You wanna see that money.
That's hilarious.
Show me them tutties.
Show me them tutties.
Underdog, put that on a shirt.
Sara Hodges, ladies and gentlemen. Sara Hodges, CBS 13, and Raider fan who's feeling pretty good about where the Raiders are right now.
As she should.
I am feeling good. I'm a little bit concerned just because now we're just using and abusing, Josh, but I guess that's just the way it goes, right?
Josh is like, go ahead, because y'all got to pay me. And even on a franchise, which is almost certainly, if he shows out this year, what they're going to do, he's going to get a big. It's a single year contract, which sucks, but he's going to get a ton. I don't know the averages of of running back contracts anymore. I mean, that's probably 12 to 15 for 1 year. That's a decent amount of guaranteed money for him.
Absolutely.
And just his story, everything about Josh Jacobs, I love. He lived in the car with his dad, like. He's so humble, and just what he does for the kids out in Vegas. I just love the kid. I really do. And I want to see him make money. He deserves it. He's been literally carrying this team on his back, at least the past 3 games.
They, the Raiders also have a situation where I think I heard this correctly. I think they have the easiest remaining schedule in the league. If not, it's like top 3 or something like that. So, like I've been saying, Raider fans always think I'll be hating on. I ain't hating. They'll never come up when I say this. They have more than enough time and opportunity to get back into this playoff and talent. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. They've got the talent to do so, and I could see them absolutely going on a run towards the playoffs right now. They got it lined up for them.
We have to see. I mean, you were mentioning that Deebo Samuel was out with a hamstring. Devontae Adams hasn't been at practice the last few days with an illness, but I think that he'll be okay. An illness is something that you can work through, like Jordan with the flu. Just get out there. And
I don't know that that's one you can do anymore. You used to be able to work.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If it's COVID, then obviously we got serious problems. But if it's not, if it's just the flu, then hopefully he'll be back. And still, though, that's not something that necessarily, I mean, for some people, but isn't necessarily going to linger like an injury will. Like, we've seen what hamstrings can do to players. Look at Darren Waller. I haven't even seen him in 2 years, I feel.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if Darren Waller's absence actually helped Derek Carr a little bit this past week, because
who am I going to throw to?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I think I read y'all got Andy Dalton this week. I think Andy Dalton is the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints this week.
It's wild. Yeah, our defense needs that. But I think that we talked about it, and it's like you just never know, like going into New Orleans, what the Saints can do. I mean, those fans are crazy, but it should be a dub for us this Sunday. It's an early game, 10 a.m. I get to sit here, sip my coffee, and watch the game, which is rare. So,
Sarah, you seem like the type that has a lot of like myself. You got a lot of sugar in your coffee.
Do I seem like that? What makes
it's like sugar with you drink coffee with your sugar. That's what they say.
So I don't put sugar in my coffee, just to let you know. I do though douse it in some vanilla cream, so it's pretty much sugar. But I don't. But like my dad, he's like crazy with sugar. He'll put the vanilla creamer and sugar, and I'm like, how do you do that?
I do that.
You do that?
Kenny doesn't drink coffee. He drinks warm milkshakes. That's what he drinks.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, he drinks warm milkshakes with caffeine in it.
Honestly, as I get older, the sugar intake is, and it's not even because, I'm trying to be healthier. It's just like I don't have the taste for it like I used to.
I feel like people who drink black coffee think they're better than everybody else.
Wait, I swear there was a meme of that. That's so true though. I drink black coffee. Tony Lopez, my coworker, always like gets on me. He's like, "Oh, just drink it black." Like, I'm like, "Oh, it must be so easy." Like, I can't drink black coffee. It's
The
disgusting.
guy with the,
Who
I
wants
think,
to drink
did the
dirt?
guy with the sign have it?
Maybe I saw something like
Maybe
that.
maybe
Yeah.
that's what it was. The guy with the sign, I think, said, "Just because you drink your coffee black doesn't mean you're better than me."
I wish I could do it. I probably would lose 10 pounds if I did, but nah. I gotta
You
have
had
my
G1C
creamer.
tonight?
I'm at G1C for the earlies. I'm going live at 4, 6, and then we have high school football. So I'll be. They have to use my photog for high school football today, so I'll only get him to go to preview the game, and then I'll head back in the studio, have the highlights from the game, plus tonight's Thursday night showdown, and then high school. So mix it up a little bit. Hopefully the Kings get their first win. I mean, dang.
How you feeling about the Kings so far? Like, obviously they're 0-3, but do you see promise with them in those
I
three
really
games? Do you
do.
see something?
I really do. I see promise, but I also see just like the mistakes that they're making are very fixable mistakes. Like, I know everybody was like so going hard on Harrison Barnes and just like his mishaps, but it was just a little bit sloppy. And it's more like what I like is that we're seeing them score a lot of points, which is a good thing, right? But if you don't play good defense, especially in the West, it's not going to work out. And you just saw bad passes. I'm not going to say that they're lazy, okay? I'm not going to say that, but I just feel like they could just put the pedal to the metal a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just bad passes, and I would love to say uncharacteristic like, but it's very kind of characteristic like.
Well, those are the things that they're trying to get rid of.
Exactly.
I'm sure. Keegan Murray obviously is going to start his first NBA game tonight. Didn't take long. One thing that we haven't spent a lot of time talking about, we did talk about it a little bit with James yesterday, is it felt like not only scoring, we often looked at box scores and go, "Oh, Keegan off the bench really kind of carried that second unit," though that's not really a fair story because you often see him play with a lot of starters. But one thing that Keegan is he was like a director on the floor for that second unit. And he certainly can be now, even though he's in the starting lineup. But are you concerned at all about the effect of moving Keegan Murray into the starting lineup will have on the second unit with TD and Davion Mitchell and Malik and the rest of that group?
Not really, because I think what the difference this year from years past is like the 6 through 11 looks good. And like, they're actually great key players, like bench players this year. So I'm not worried about it. And anyways, like coach talked about, and he's like, everybody thinks, oh, like the starters are the ones who like get the job done. And it's not, it's the players who finish the first half and finish the game. And I don't see a problem in it. And I think you almost have to kind of switch up the rotation just to see, right? These are like all new players and this is a new coaching staff and you're trying to kind of figure out, what each player brings to the table at certain moments. So I guess we'll see, right? Like it's kind of one of those things where time will tell.
Yeah. Do you is there any more that De'Aaron Fox can do right now? I mean, it feels like he's doing everything he can to get this team a victory in these first 3 games. They haven't been able to do it up until this point, but he's been phenomenal, averaging 31 points a game, 7 assists. I think about 5 or 6 rebounds a night. I mean, he's been phenomenal, and he's going to need more of that going up against an MVP candidate in John Morant tonight.
Yeah. Second leading scorer in the NBA. And that brings me to like my point of what you're asking is like, I don't think that there's much more he can do on offense. But I think everybody, including De'Aaron, just needs to kind of lock in a little bit more on defense. And when you have the second leading scorer in the NBA coming to town and you're already 0-3, like you have to show big strides on defense. And just like, I want to see these guys go after loose balls. You want to see them just like one thing I will say, like what I love about basketball, what my high school coach loved about me is just like the heart of it, right? Like you're going to battle until the death to make sure you get a loose ball, to make sure you get a rebound, like all of that. And you just want to see that out of this team. And you kind of have to, like, they're going to have to be that way, gritty, grind it out. And I think that's the only way that they get a win tonight is just defensively being on point, not making those mistakes, just being like loosey-goosey, throwing the ball, bad passes, like all of that has to go. Like you're playing in the NBA, everybody's really freaking good. So you have to match that and be greater.
That's how this Memphis team will win the game too.
Absolutely.
Is that gritty style? Like that's how their whole reputation is built on that.
Yeah.
And
even their dance moves.
Well done. Well done. You're listening to D-Lo and KC on KIFM West Sacramento, KRXQ, HD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320. Driven by last year's Elk Grove Dodge. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Sara Hodges, CBS 13 with us. You feel good about the team overall, Kings?
I think so. I really do. I mean, we haven't really seen enough, like, right? 3 games really isn't enough. But what I've seen in those 3 games, I feel like they're making huge strides. Like, it's not like they got blown out by any of these teams. Yeah. And you've heard say this about my Raiders too, but like, they're right there in it. You know, it's finishing at the charity stripe. It's, not making bad passes. It's those, if you make your free throws, if you correct those mistakes, you win the game. So you're right there in it. So yeah, I mean, I think just fundamentally in all, they look better than last year. They have a more talent. Now I think it's just like implementing coaches, game plan, just everybody buying in and getting on board. And I think everybody's buying in. It's just, kind of getting that rhythm going. You know how it is. Like, imagine having a new co-host, just randomly thrown in. Exactly.
No.
Like, you're just never going to have that. You're just not going to have that chemistry. Like, it takes time. Unfortunately, the way that these games go, you don't have much time.
Yeah.
You really got to dial in and get to it and fast. If you want to make the playoffs, right?
Co-host every day.
Not at all. Not at all. This is how I'm doing radio, man. To the death. This is how I'm doing it right here.
I know, right? You're like big time and all that. That's what everybody's saying.
No, nah, man.
That's true.
KC, that's how I'm doing it to the death, man.
Same old Diddy to me. You feel me? Same old Diddy to me.
Let me ask you a tough question.
Oh gosh.
He's got the serious voice now.
Let me ask you a tough question.
Ask you the tough questions now. Aside from Harrison Barnes, because we all know we're not happy with how he's playing.
Y'all are terrible.
Well, we do. That's the obvious answer. I want to see who else you're looking to see step their game up. Is there anybody else that you want to see more out of them so far after these first 3 games?
Really everybody, but I would say like Sabonis probably a little bit more. He came in with like, obviously, like a lot of people were expecting to see all-star, like we don't have that often here in Sacramento, like an all-star come to town and play. So you want to see a little bit more out of him.
That's a good one.
Who else?
I mean, Sabonis is one I immediately thought about.
And that's just because what we projected out of him, right? Yeah. Like,
but he's capable. It's not like an outlandish projection, though.
Right.
Like we projected that stuff because we know how capable he is. We saw it in the preseason.
Right.
The way the ball can move through him, and some of that may fall on Mike Brown too, and some of that might fall on De'Aaron Fox. But I think you got to utilize him a lot more, and I think when you utilize him a lot more, and you got those guys moving around the way that they were in the preseason, I think we see a lot more high percentage shots. I think we see a lot more shots in the restricted area.
Just also 14 points a game. He's better than that.
Yeah, definitely better than that. I also would like to see more out of Richaun Holmes, and partially just because I'm such a fan. He's such a fan. I'm a fan of Richaun Holmes. I'm a fan of the heart that he has. Like, I feel like he has a lot of heart in this game, but I've seen him like struggle finishing. And this is just, nothing I've like read or any, this is just me like watching him like as a basketball fan. Like, I would like to he's so capable, and I would just like to see him finish a little bit more when he's at the rim. Just freaking embarrass people. Just bring the dog out. You know what I mean? He has the body, the athleticism to do it. So I would like to see a little bit more out of Richaun, but partially because I'm just a huge fan and I want to see him stay here. Yeah. And I want to see him do well.
Well, we're going to let the wonderful people on CBS 13 see you because we know you got to get yourself ready and get to the Golden One Center. So thank you as always, my friend. Oh, my. Wow, an official freeze. You froze.
Did I?
You froze, and it was official. You had an official
official.
freeze. I don't think we've ever frozen as we've said goodbye to somebody.
You guys are really excited about that.
The screenshot's going to be on the internet. Those are the rules.
Oh gosh.
That's just how it works.
I'm scared. Okay, fine.
Well,
I don't care.
At least you had a fine face. Your face was fine.
Did
It wasn't
I?
even crazy. You weren't like,
There have been some crazy ones.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't like
there have
that.
been some crazy ones. But
All right. Well, I look forward to looking at it.
we appreciate you, Sarah. We'll see you in
I
a bit.
appreciate y'all. All right, cool. Are you guys gonna be at the game?
I'll be there answering
Okay.
questions about where Kenny is all night.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, good. I'll make sure to ask you.
Because the over under 6.5.
Hey, that's that. Wait a minute. This is sabotage.
This is not sabotage.
You let the witness into asking you.
No, she said she was going to ask me.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
ask
she
her.
said. I said good.
We're not counting Sarah.
It doesn't
knows
matter.
why.
She doesn't have to. We can not count her. The number's still going to be way over 6.5.
No, it's not.
Thanks, Sarah.
I'll be checking in just to see.
Yeah, we'll give out that number tomorrow.
Thanks for having me on, and thanks
All
for
right.
not 80-60 me after I said Teddy's on live television.
Oh, this is the best part of the show. That was one of the funnest shows we've ever done together.
That really was. That was a fun show. We got to do it again.
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks, Sarah.
Appreciate y'all.